Good evening. Good evening. It's day 2 of our 3-day menopause refresh and reset. Just waiting for the live to kick in. So hopefully I'm online and live now. Good to see you this evening. I hope you've all had a good day. Now, I've got a few things that actually have come up today, which is quite good. So, if you've got any questions, do comment below and I will come back and answer those. But some of the things that have come up today on the programme have been about some of the foods that we've been doing. So, in the meal plan, I've actually said to you, if you want to, you can choose whichever of the recipes and any of the meals that you want to do. You can swap them around so that you can fit it into your day. If you're going to try and stick to something, it's really, really good to be able to know that you can mix and match what you're doing. But one of the things that came up, which was I think was a good point to make, is for example, in the stew and also in the soup. Um, do we have to use the vegetables that are listed in the ingredients in the meal plan? And actually, the answer is no. You can swap things in and out. Now, I know that broccoli and cauliflower and sometimes onion and also garlic, for me, it's garlic, can cause you to have discomfort in your digestion, can cause you to bloat. And we all have different side effects to different ingredients. So if you know that, say, for example, broccoli or cauliflower or onions or garlic do not agree with you, then don't put those in. Obviously, make the recipe fit to something that you know you can have. So whether that's you prefer things like carrots or sweet corn or aubergine and courgette, any of those sorts of things that you want to put in instead, then have a go with it. I've had some great photographs of some of your meals that you've been doing. I'm going to post a lovely montage of those a bit later on. But the interpretation of a recipe is fantastic because everybody's looks completely different. So let me see yours. If you want to post below and put down some of the pictures that you've got from the meal plan of some of the things that you've been eating, I would love to see it because it just shows that you're actually having a go, trying it, and hopefully you're finding that it's nutritious, that it's tasty. That's the most important thing. I always think food has got to be tasty, otherwise what's the point? And that you actually feel full at the end of it. That's most, if we know that we're full and satisfied, it means that we can function perfectly, whether it's after breakfast or after lunch or even after an evening meal. Now, I'm hoping again that you haven't eaten after 7 o'clock this evening and that you're back on your hot water or just something that's a bit calming, whether it's a herbal tea. And I'd love to know how you are. Are your heads feeling? If you've been reducing your caffeine, which I'm really hoping you have done, hopefully you haven't got that sort of headache across your forehead. But if you have, then it will start to ease over the next couple of days if you can carry on. You're detoxing, and by having more water, you're actually flushing those toxins out of your body as well. So it's all really good, and you'll start feeling that your brain feels like it's clearing, and you'll get some more clarity. So if you've been dealing with foggy heads, just that inability to keep that memory in your mind, just feeling just unable to concentrate, then those things will actually start coming back to you if you carry on. Now, can you believe we are 48 hours into our 3 days already? We've only got one day to go, which is incredible, isn't it? So I just wanted to just touch on another point that's come up, and that is exercise. Now, I've asked you to do 3 workouts, one after the other. I'd love to know how you found that flow, strength, and stretch that you did today. Or did you go back to your old school aerobics, or did you do something different? It doesn't matter if you chose something else to do, something that just kept you moving, kept you active would be brilliant. Now, the reason why I've asked you to keep the exercise and things up is there's a number of reasons, really. As we age, sadly, when our hormones are depleting, we do actually lose some of our natural mobility. Our muscles do tend to deteriorate. A really sad fact is after the age of 30, if we don't use it, we lose it. And you'll know this from things like feeling conscious of underneath your arms. If you don't do anything to strengthen through your arms, there will always be this sort of bingo wing, sort of softer feeling under our arms. It's a hideous thing. Men don't go through it. It is predominantly women have this issue. and that the areas where muscle was just gets filled in with fat. So one of the reasons I really want you to think about exercise, not just walking, which is actually a brilliant form of exercise for so many reasons. So do keep your walking going. And if you love a run, fantastic. But is that we do need to actually feed into our muscles, and then our muscles actually feed into our skeleton. And one of the things that we're more susceptible of as we go through our menopause, whether you're in the perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause, is osteoporosis. Your bones become much more porous as we get older, as the estrogen leaves our bodies. It actually has an impact on our skeletons. In order to feed our skeletons, in order to make our skeletons stronger, we need to do a weight bearing exercise. So you'll see on my YouTube channel that I've done a few challenges. One of them is a 28-day plank challenge. If you want to have a go, it starts at 10-second blocks. It's a really lovely way to start. And the idea is after 28 days, you'll be able to hold a plank for about a minute. Now, if you're starting from zero, then even if you can start holding it for 30 seconds, you have increased your strength enormously. But by holding your own body weight, there are a number of things. If we fall over, we always want to be able to push ourselves up off the floor. You always want to be able to have enough strength through your wrist, through your elbows, and through your arms to be able to pull yourself up, push yourself up, and get off the floor if you're ever on the floor. Our balance goes also if we don't, maintain that movement through our bodies. So it's a whole range of things. So your core muscles deteriorate, your balance can go. I don't want to list out all the negatives, but these things happen if you become very, very sedentary. And then the idea of movement then becomes harder, because what happens is your joints stiffen, you become sort of like more achy into your joints, into your muscle and parts of your areas of your body, like your lower back. So when I ask you to move, I just want you to get active, get thinking about why you're doing it. It's not just it's not because I need you to get, like the teens have got this thing about getting a big booty. It's nothing like that. It's to actually get some strength back into your body so that you can do all the things that you want to do and all your goals and all your dreams as you get older, and not have to curtail them because you can't physically do them because you haven't been moving. So the exercises I've given you, whether that's the old school aerobics, the one today, the flow strength one today, and one I'm going to give you tomorrow, which is a Tabata HIIT, which is a high intensity interval training workout. It's actually all levels again, low impact, which means that you're not going to be hurting your knees. You don't have to do any jumping up and down, nothing to worry about your pelvic floor. But it's definitely something that's going to start building your strength. And the strength building side is absolutely critical to all of us women. We never get told about how good strength building is for us. And it's not to build muscle, so that you're sort of like really bulky or anything like that. It's actually to just make sure that you're getting stronger, you're protecting yourself against injury. Now, the less exercise you do, the more prone to injury you will have, whether you fall over because your balance isn't good. You get shortening of muscles if they don't get worked, and also lengthening of muscles. So for example, if you go on your phone a lot and you're in this position looking down, this muscle, that actually is all down through your back, through your neck, is actually lengthening. It's getting weaker. And this muscle coming in through all this part here, it gets shorter, it gets tighter, and you get into this sort of like, you can get this sort of like hunched shoulder position because this is where you are at. So you'll see a lot of exercises where I'm pulling you back, always constantly pulling you back. We also have busts. It's a weight to it. It pulls you forward. So we want to always reach backwards and open ourselves up and try and get that balance back in our bodies. So just to say, you can do any type of exercise. You don't have to follow the 3 exercises that I do. But if you actually understand the reasons behind why we exercise, it's not just because I just think, oh, it sounds great, and every fitness instructor says get on and do some exercise. It actually really will protect you as you go into your older years. And that's one of the reasons I do it. I do it because, first of all, I actually feel so much better after it. If I'm having a low day, it definitely picks up the mind. So it gets you mentally feeling good. It gets you physically feeling stronger and good. And actually, it just makes things fit better, your posture's better. It has so many good things. And if you do really want to read about it, in my 21-day program book, you can go to page, I think it's chapter 7, the 5 elements of the 21-day program. Now, you're doing the 5 elements with me for the 3 days, but there's a really good reason as to why to exercise, and it's on page 89. Have a read from there, and it gives you an outline of across the board of why exercise and activity is really good for you. So if you don't want to do exercise the way I'm teaching it, find something that you love. Do you love hula hooping? Do you like playing netball? Do you like playing hockey from when you were at school days? And if you do, why not find somewhere that you can do it? Do you like bowling? Do you like archery? Find something that's going to really make you feel joy when you do it, but you know it's also giving you some muscle strength. Aqua aerobics, fantastic. So have a think about those things. Those are the 2 elements I just really wanted to talk through to you with you tonight. And just to say that, you know, if you have been sticking to it today, well done. You're on it, and you've done 48 hours. You're at the end of your 2nd day already. The 3rd day is the one that may be a little bit tricky. Now, it's not because you're not on it and you don't want to do it, but that very motivation that you had at the very beginning of the week, when it's like, yes, I'm going to get on this, I'm going to do this, it's sort of that motivation ebbs, even though you've done brilliantly for 2 days. The 3rd day is probably the day that you may find your brain starts talking to you about things that you'd like to maybe go back and try again, whether that's sugar, treats, maybe have a glass of wine. I'm just going to ask you really to think about being strong for tomorrow. If you can do the Tabata hit, that's a really good one to really kick your headspace into gear. If you do it first thing in the morning, you use 20% more of your fat reserves in your body. So if you're feeling that you've put on weight around your midriff, from your under your bust all the way down to your thighs, then these workouts are ones that you can do to really help you get started to move that weight. Because if you do it first thing in the morning, you're using those energy stores. So have a go maybe before you've had breakfast. I've said this very much on the first day, but I'm just wanting to remind you. Also, remember, keep drinking that water. And again, if you have any questions about tomorrow, then just let me know. But you're in the swing of it now. You know what to expect. 3rd day meal plan is lovely. I really hope you enjoy it. You'll see that there's a wrap for lunch, overnight oats, and I just want you to and then so there's a really nice healthy spaghetti bolognese. I've tried to make sure that the meals in the evenings are matching into sort of the fact that we're going into autumn winter, and I'm not making you have salads all the time. If you do want a salad, if you want to go back and do any of those sort of like, summer styles of meals, whether you want some grilled chicken with some salad on the side and maybe some couscous, you can choose clean eating. It doesn't have to be off the meal plan, but if you do, please let us see what you're doing. I'd love to know, and I'd really love to know that you're doing well, that you're feeling good and you're feeling supported, because that's what this is all about. All right, ladies. I can't see any additional comments tonight, but I have to say I know Facebook is struggling with a few things, and on StreamYard, unless you actually put your name in, it won't actually show me any comments. So I'll have a look online afterwards. If there's anything else, I will touch base with you again, 7:15 in the morning for day 3. We've got this, and I hope you have a great evening. I hope you really sleep well. Remember, go to bed that half an hour earlier. You will feel better again tomorrow, headspace wise, and that clarity of your mind will come back. All right, I'm sending you lots of love. Have a great evening, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Take care.